The big story this week, viewers, on India's sense. In 6 days from now, Trump's tariffs will kick in. The 25% tariff and an unspecified levy over purchase of Russian oil. Now, while calling Prime Minister Modi a great friend, Donald Trump went on a delusional anti-India rant. Now, tariffs are essentially a tool that Trump has weaponized in the past 6 months to get what he wants. Whether it is ceasefires with several other countries or whether it's oil deals or even critical minerals, access to that. Now, the impact of the hike is unclear. Not the entire goods exported by India to the US will be subjected to higher tariffs. Pharmaceuticals, electronics, all of these are going to be exempted. So even if one assumes that $40 billion of exports are impacted, that's about half of it, the hit on the GDP may be significant, but not very high, probably about 0.2 to 0.3% of the GDP. That's what is being assessed. But a few things need to be kept in mind, viewers. India has not given in. Unlike an EU or a UK or a Japan, India is holding its ground and is willing to weather the storm. A mercurial Trump is primarily speaking to his political base, the one that exists between the two coasts in America, and is demanding access to the Indian farm sector. Just one particular commodity tells you the complete lack of thought that has been put behind these tariffs, and that is soya. An important crop for Donald Trump's MAGA base. China is its biggest buyer. Now, with China holding out, Trump then went and sought the next big buyer. Well, which is that? That's Brazil. And if Brazil is not taking in, then it has gone ahead and slashed massive tariffs on Brazil as well. Which is the next big buyer of soya? Well, you guessed it right, it's India. So what's Trump doing there as a pressure tactic? Showing the fear of additional tariffs. This impulsive attitude, viewers, comes even as the rest of the relationship between India and US remains robust and is poised to grow. And this particular product, this particular commodity, soya, tells you the impulsive nature with which Donald Trump hasn't put any thought whatsoever as far as these tariffs are concerned. But the future of the India-US relationship, let's get you a word in that from the MEA.
We have a strong defense and energy partnership with the United States, which has been strengthened in the last several years. There is a potential for this partnership to grow further under the India-US Compact for the 21st century. Our ties with any country, or all the ties that we have with various countries, they stand on their own merit, and they should not be seen from the prism of a third country. As far as India-Russia relations are concerned, we have a steady and time-tested partnership.
It's never been about purchase of Russian oil per se, but about Trump's political consideration. But what happens if the world's second largest oil importer evaluates options other than the cheaper Russian oil that's available? Higher energy bills for all, not just for Indians, but for all. And that includes the average American as well. This report tells you more of that.
When you buy cheaper, you save. But when the tap runs dry, the price of every drop goes sky high. And if India, one of the world's biggest oil importers, is forced to turn off the Russian faucet, the whole world might feel the burn. India currently gets over a third of its oil from Russia, and it's not just any oil. It's heavily discounted, allowing India to keep pump prices in check and its fiscal math under control. But now that deal is under fire. With a new 10-day deadline for Russia to strike peace with Ukraine, Trump has turned up the heat. Countries still buying from Moscow risk facing biting secondary sanctions. And for New Delhi, that could mean oil imports jumping $8 to $10 billion and domestic fuel prices peaking by 8 to 12%.
LPG, natural gas, crude oil, there are multiple sources from where they can be accessed, and there are multiple discussions going on.
But India isn't losing sleep just yet. India has diversified oil imports from 27 to over 40 countries. New suppliers like Guyana, Canada and Brazil are stepping in. Still, there's a catch. If India walks away from Russian oil, the demand for alternatives will spike globally. tightening supply chains, driving up prices, and creating a domino effect. Global prices may spike by $5 to $8 a barrel, and gasoline could cross $4 per barrel. Who pays then? The American consumer. So here's the million-barrel question. If Trump penalizes India for buying cheap Russian oil, only to watch US voters pay more at the pump, what will Trump say then?
Remember, trade talks between India and US are still ongoing. No matter Donald Trump's threats, a key US trade delegation is set to visit India later this month. Yet at the same time, India must diversify its trade ties, pursue more FTAs. We've done so with the UK, that's our template, and because that's the only way we'll be able to protect ourselves, our industry, from American unpredictability that's coming in from the Trump administration.